welcome to this week's regular Great Football Show. I'm your host, Geriatric. This week featured a lot of upsets and a lot of injuries. We'll take a look at the results from around the league this week, and we'll see how everything looks going forward. Our first matchup to look at today was the lackluster showdown between Joker and Demarius Targaryen. It was over for Demarius Targaryen early, as he lost quarterback Jay Cutler early in the game as he still had negative points. Cutler looks to be out about 3 to 4 weeks. Late in the day, Demarius Targaryen also lost steady wide receiver Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne is out for the year with an ACL injury. Joker was able to ride on the backs of Matt Forte and Matthew Stafford as each player posted over 30 points on his way to a victory. Our next matchup also featured an upset, as it gave White Lightning his first win of the year over underdogs. Colin Kaepernick posted his first 20-point game since week 1, but it wasn't enough to help underdogs to victory. Adrian Peterson was only able to give underdogs 7.6 points, thanks to the, well, let's face it, stupid play calling of Minnesota. Not only that, but underdog's second running back, Bilal Powell, posted less than 1 point on the day. Golden Boy Tom Brady hasn't been working out well for White Lightning all year, as over the last 3 weeks, Tom Brady has posted a combined 20 points. Our next matchup was an extremely frustrating one for Gridiron Gang, as his week-to-week scoring continues to be as consistent as the Patriots' wide receiver core. Yes, I am reusing that joke. Gridiron Gang's loss this week didn't just come from lack of scoring, however, as nearly all of his players posted double digits. Unfortunately for him, Crazy Cajun's Calvin Johnson went off for nearly 40 points on his own this week, as he was able to overcome Josh Freeman's measly 5.6 points. Gridiron Gang has also been bit by the injury bug, losing both Randall Cobb and Jermichael Finley for the foreseeable future. Not so fast, my friend. Look out for Tar Heels. They're on a 3-game winning streak after this week's win over going for ... not last. The Tar Heels have been able to start putting up wins despite lackluster performances from Maurice Jones-Drew and Trent Richardson. Going for ... not last must have been happy to see Gronk return this week, as Gronk continued where he left off, putting up Gronk numbers. Matty Ice was able to return to winning form this week, along with his Atlanta Falcons, riding both Matt Ryan and Harry Douglas to a victory over Black Parade. Black Parade seems to be sinking fast, even faster now that it seems like he's lost all of his quarterbacks for the year. Our final matchup saw Severe Punishment continue to win, as he posted his 7th straight victory over Clay Matthews' band. Severe Punishment was able to somehow notch a victory again this week, despite 7 of his players not hitting their projected point totals. It's been a frustrating year for Clay Matthews' band, as CJ Spiller has continued to disappoint. This week's What Are You Doing award goes to going for ... not last. As for his game against Severe Punishment this week, he has 5 or 6 players on bye. That's got to be some sort of record. This week's Boneheaded Move of the Week goes to Matty Ice for leaving Stephen Ridley on the bench for the 2nd straight week that he scored a touchdown. Put him in this week, Matty Ice, and he won't score a touchdown. And in this week's Good Luck segment features Black Parade, as due to his devastating injuries at quarterback, the only quarterback that he's able to start this week is Thaddeus Lewis. Good luck. And now we're going to go to our new correspondent, Hank, for the weather. Hank?
Are you ready? Almost.
Hank, how about the weather?
Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party? Hey, this is Rockin' Randall, Hank. Ready to get the good...
And now, we'll go to our correspondent in the field, Sandy McDandy, for an interview with the league commissioner. Sandy?
Hi, I'm here with Underdogs, the commissioner of the regular Great Football League. How are you doing today, Underdogs?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. As you know, there's a huge focus of player safety in the league these days. Did you let any of that influence your draft decisions on draft day?
Well, as you know, player safety is of the utmost importance this year, and we've really been pushing it. So to bring more awareness to the league, I decided to draft a whole bunch of injured players, and unfortunately everyone thought it was just a big joke. But player safety is a real issue.
All right, and that is a bold strategy, and it may or may not be paying huge dividends for you this year.
Well, my team is let's be honest, they suck.
Did you feel that, as the commissioner of the league, you needed to even the playing field a bit? And is that why your team is so terrible?
Well, that's part of the reason. I was talking to my boy Roger Goodell. Him and I are good friends, and he does the same thing. He likes to be as unbiased as possible. So, that was part of the thought process going into the year. The other process was I wanted to win as much as possible, and it just turned out that I wanted to be as unbiased as possible even more. So I decided to suck real bad.
And is that why you kept the name Underdogs? You wanted to be an underdog the entire season?
Well, that's a growing theme. It's been my name for a long time. I just decided to stick with it. It's just turning out to be more true this year than it has in the previous years.
All right. As commissioner of the league, you are responsible for all the mistakes that have been made over the last couple of years when it comes to scoring settings and everything like that. And you've really minimized those mistakes this year. And how do you feel about correcting that and making more mistakes going forward?
Well, being commish is not easy. I know everybody looks and thinks it's easy, but it's not. I have a life, and sometimes that gets in the way of being the commish. Fortunately, this year, I've had a little bit less of a life, and so mistakes have really gone downhill. I've been paying attention a little bit more. However, I am thinking about maybe throwing one or two in just to, get some drama into the league. Maybe make the defenses not count for anything this year.
You've just dropped to 3-4, giving White Lightning his first win on the season. How do you feel about your team going for the rest of the season?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm in 3 fantasy leagues. That's the best record I have in any of my fantasy leagues. I'm just ready for fantasy hockey.
I hear you. All right, and before we started rolling, you told me that you have an announcement for the rest of the league today.
I do. Every year, before we get the league started, we always have a meeting, and every year there's always complaining. Start thinking of when you want to meet right now, and let's go ahead and put it on the book so we can knock it out early.
All right. You heard him. Save the date.
That's right.
All right. And do you have anything else to say to the rest of the league?
No. Boom. Commissioned.
All right. And I am Sandy McDandy, and that was the league commissioner.
All right, thank you, Sandy. And that'll do it for this week's Regular Great Football Recap Show. I'm your host, Jerry Attrick. Till next time.